Well, this morning, that news, very concerning news as far as the people of Ukraine are concerned. The southern port city of Kherson, a strategically important city, which has been the scene of very intense fighting over the last few days. Reports and counterclaims that it had either fallen to the Russians or was still in Ukrainian control. Well, the latest news coming out, this is citing local officials in Kherson, is that the city is now under Russian control. There have been pictures emerging, not too many, I think, because of all of the fierce fighting and the inability to verify lots of the images. But there have been some images that have come out that show Russian forces kind of apparently gingerly working their way through the town here. The difficulty with this, of course, is just because they have actually moved in and maybe say they are in control of Kherson, will they be able to hold it? When you have a population determined to resist and they have arms, and we know they've been supplied with the likes of shoulder-launched missiles in recent weeks, more are going into the country all of the time. Holding an urban centre like that is going to be enormously difficult. The Russian game plan is often just to surround these big urban centres and then to start pummeling them with artillery and missiles, degrading the infrastructure and demoralising the population to the point where they capitulate. So that may still be their plan, but for the moment at least, the reports from local officials in this port city of Kherson is that it is under Russian control. We'd heard similar reports about other Russian centres of population. Kharkiv, the second city which is in the northeast of Ukraine, reports that it had been the subject yesterday of an attack by Russian paratroopers, but they had been repelled. That has come under very heavy attack. And then Mariupol, which is another port city looking over the Black Sea. Mariupol is reported to be at the scene of very, very heavy fighting, with local officials there saying there have been mass casualties, nothing more definitive than that claim in terms of numbers. In Kiev itself, there have been explosions heard in the capital city within the last hour, at least 4 large explosions. We don't know at this stage what the potential target for these explosions has been. It is remarkable that we are, day 8? I'm losing count now. And Kiev, this capital city with such strategic importance for the Russian forces, still remains firmly, it seems, within Ukrainian control today. As far as the Ukrainian politicians are concerned, President Volodymyr Zelensky has been claiming within the last couple of hours in terms of death tolls. Now, he has been putting out what appear on the face of it to be really quite staggering figures. We've no way at all of independently verifying what President Zelensky says, but he is saying nearly 9,000 Russian soldiers have been killed. Now, that is just staggering if true. As to say, it all has to be taken with some caution, given the information war that is raging on both sides. We did have an admission from the Russian authorities yesterday, from their defense ministry, that almost 500 Russian troops had been killed. So it's likely, I think, if they're admitting that, to be probably significantly higher than that. Maybe the claims from the president seem very high, perhaps somewhere in the middle. Regardless, even if we're talking at that lowest figure, the fact that 500 Russian troops almost have been killed is still a very significant figure. And while, of course, all of the fighting rages, then the refugees continue to try to seek a safer environment, heading for the border of Ukraine, trying to spill over the border into neighbouring countries. And the latest figures that we have from the United Nations are that 1 million refugees have now crossed the border into countries like Poland, where we're told that actually more than 500,000 have now crossed into Poland. Romania as well, 150,000, we think, as of yesterday. So it's likely to be much more. Slovakia, Hungary, all taking their share of refugees who just want to flee, understandably, the fighting that is raging throughout Ukraine.